Let's have a couple of Gronkowski takeaways. Would you have one first before?
No.
Well, it's just, and I'm sorry I have to scratch this itch, fans, but, because we lived it, and you were such bitches about some of the stuff in the day about, well, I can sum it up by you basically saying, you're making it up. All that drama with the Patriots at the end there with Belichick, Brady, and Gronkowski, and all that, great Palace Q and Palace drama and all the backbiting and all the stuff that we talked about that at the time the fans didn't want to hear.
Oh, they've lost
You don't
their
want to
minds.
hear it.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear it. You're making it up. You're making it up. No, it's actually all turned out to be 100% true. And in fact, maybe we even undershot the amount of drama that was going on there.
Might have been worse.
I think we underplayed it in hindsight. So you're making it up. No, and we weren't making it up. It all actually happened, and actually more happened than we gave it credit for. Where Gronkowski stopped taking Belichick's calls. We know Gronkowski at the time confirmed that they tried to trade him, and he shot it down. I'm curious how that happened. I can't imagine he had a no-trade clause. It doesn't really exist in football.
No,
He threatened to retire.
Yeah, I think
That's what it was.
Yeah, he threatened to retire, and I also think wasn't the theory at the time that Kraft also sort of stepped in?
Oh, I'm
Because
sure.
Tom Brady complained to
Correct.
Kraft about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so all that happened, which Gronkowski kind of confirmed in real time, but now he even gave more color to it. Yeah, I was being a jerkweed. He didn't realize he couldn't say the whole thing there on the radio.
Kind of being a jerk.
Yeah, so I was being a jerkweed. I wouldn't take any. So he wouldn't take Belichick's calls.
I was just being a jerk.
So Belichick said, "F you, trade him." Brady stepped in, Kraft stepped in. The trade didn't happen. So that all happened. It's just, I don't know. I know it's whatever that is 6 years later, but I'll take the vindication. It's like sometimes it's just what is, fans, even if you don't want to hear it.
I mean, remember after the Super Bowl, out of the blue, he was asked about retirement? You remember that?
No.
That's sort of what triggered it all. Like, where the hell is that
And
coming
Gronk
from?
said, I'm not ready to talk about that yet.
Yeah, right, because the thing with the trade was going down.
He said was mad with how things went down after the Philly game. So this was before, the way his timeline sort of said, I was being a jerkweed. I wouldn't take Bill's calls. I was kind of mad with how things went down after the Philly game. They tried to trade me. What was he mad about Malcolm Butler? Because I always took because Gronkowski was always back and forth with the team, right? But it was about injuries.
Yeah, right.
And how they handled his injuries and
the training program.
And his parents got involved and remember the Gronkowski family releasing their own statements.
Right.
So there was a back and forth with his medical treatment, and a back and forth with the bands and Alex Guerrero. That happened.
Squats, yeah, right.
And contract stuff, like that stuff. Jinky was hacked off by Malcolm Butler.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Mad with how things went down after the Philly game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that by that point they had it with Bill. I think that's what it was. And the Butler thing was just another thing to throw on the fire.
I mean, that was the narrative in that most recent documentary that, that season was a grind and they were all kind of mad with the way that everything went down, especially by the end of the Super Bowl.
They were so sick of Bill by that point. Again, because after the Butler thing and all the comments on Instagram, leave here and be free, that was all that stuff. That was all post-Philly.
So anyway, it's all true. It all happened. Sometimes we're not making it up. Okay? And mostly we're not making it up. Sometimes we're wrong, but it doesn't take much just to read into things and assume what's going on there. These are human beings. It's pro sports. This crap goes on. And it went on here big time. As you know now, I'm just rubbing your nose in it because I'm sorry. The pushback at the time was so annoying.
It really was.
I mean, right?
It was obnoxious.
Thank you. So
he underplayed it, definitely. That's my fault.
Felger and Mazz right again. 2. The Gronkowski Kelce thing I'm enjoying. I'm going to enjoy more. Did you hear Beetle and Zoe talking about this today?
I heard the interview live, and now that you mention it, there was one thing out of this interview that I took to be actually pretty insightful by Gronk.
So I was talking about even today, but go ahead. What are you talking about?
So he was asked about the difference between him and Kelce as players, and Kelce's not a blocker, and Gronk says, well, I always believed that was sort of my responsibility as a big part of who I was. I was sort of a true tight end, is how he described it. But I also think he actually did a pretty good job illustrating why they ended up in the right system. That Kansas City was better for Kelce and New England was better for him because of the play action game here. He thought he needed play action to get open. He needed to be a blocker first so that teams might forget about him a little bit and then he could more easily get open. And I thought, well, that's actually a good way to look at it because I'm not sure he's quite as agile as Kelce is.
So I heard that bit too, and I sense just a little resentment's not the right word, but I think Gronkowski looks down on Kelce a little bit because he's not physical.
Definitely.
And I sort of got that impression in his answer a little bit. So like that goes on. But I just like the whole Gronkowski-Kelce thing because you people get your backs up so. Like I feel the protectiveness is greater for Gronkowski. When we do the Patriots-Chiefs thing, I feel like the circling the wagons around Gronkowski is even stronger than it is around Brady, Mahomes, or certainly Belichick, Reid. I feel like fans have their Gronkowski thing, and they're in that corner stronger than, like Beadle said today. I was listening today, referring to me and or anyone who brings up Kelce. Like, you have no football character. You have no What is your football character? What's your football character or something like that? But your football character, you have no football character. If you would rather have Travis Kelce than Rob Gronkowski. So I said, oh boy, okay, Gresh, settle down. First of all, because let me ask you this, and I'm not saying I'd take Kelce over Rob Gronkowski, but who do you think Andy Reid would take running his offense with Patrick Mahomes as quarterback?
Kelce.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
Yeah, no, Kelce, and this is sort of what I've always felt. Kelce's really almost like an H-back. He's more of a receiver. He gets open better than most any guy who's ever played the position. And for what they do, he works.
Yeah, in terms of shiftiness and separation, he's more Edelman than he is Gronk.
He's quick.
I'm just saying, like, if you would take Kelce over Gronkowski, you have no football soul. You have no character. If you're Andy Reid and you have Patrick Mahomes and you run Andy Reid's offense, who are you taking?
Kelce.
I don't know why he would take anyone else. I mean, since Kelce has been playing with Patrick Mahomes, correct me if I'm wrong, Mazz, haven't they made 7 straight AFC title games?
Correct.
This is going to be their 5th Super Bowl appearance. If they win, it'll be their 4th Super Bowl championship. Mm-hmm. We mentioned this the other day. In Kelce's last 18 playoff games,
since Mahomes got there,
there's 16. Oh, so this
that lines up with Mahomes.
Okay, so since Kelce and Mahomes have been playing together in the playoffs, they're 16-2.
He has 132 catches
and 18 touchdowns.
Correct, in 18 games.
So why would Andy Reid take Rob Gronkowski or anyone else?
He wouldn't. And again,
so this is why I'm enjoying this now because fans don't even want to hear it. It's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We're not even going to talk about it. It's like,
no, people hate Travis Kelce.
Well, so that's what it is.
And that's it.
And I'm one of them.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And they love Rob Gronkowski.
Well, I don't even love Gronk. But he's like a human golden retriever. I found a lot of that act annoying, but
I think he's like kind of a mascot almost. Like
he is.
I think people,
but they also love Brady, and they don't hate Andy. They don't react quite the same way as they do with Andy Reid. And I think it's because they hate Kelce.
And people don't hate Mahomes the way that they hate Kelce because they begrudgingly respect him, but you have to because he's so good and he's not a bad guy.
There's a likability thing, for sure. Okay, people have soured on Belichick, so I think they're more willing to entertain Reid versus Belichick. Even Brady, I think, has lost a little something. People are a little more polarized on Brady.
And Mahomes is not detestable either.
And Mahomes is kind of, outside of the treatment he gets from the refs, is kind of impeccable.
Right.
So they allow that. But they love Gronkowski, and Kelce's such a douchebag.
Exactly.
That, fans can't even go there. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I've heard them say in the midday, we don't even debate that. Like, okay. So what should I say? Folks, free speech has a home here on Felger Mazz. There are no sacred cows. We will debate Kelce versus Gronkowski because this is what we do. We will also pick at the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots because this is what we do.
No matter who he is.
Chris Gasper keeps asking, like, why do people platform Mike Lombardi? What do you mean, why do they platform him? What, you want us to cancel him? No, we take his sound, play it, and debate it. This is what we do. We're not gonna cancel Mike Lombardi, and we're going to debate Kelce versus Gronkowski. And if we don't like something that Drake May does, we're going to pick it apart because we stand for free speech, Mazz. We are sports radio First Amendment adherents.
It's real.
We're not going to shut down a debate because we don't like the other side of it, and we're not going to shut down Mike Lombardi because he's a bub. We're going to do it all, and we're going to stand for free speech, Mazz.
This is like the scene in Animal House where, if you are against Mike Lombardi, well, then you are against the United States of America.
I hate to break it to people. I mean, I like, of course, Gronkowski's a better all-around tight end. Yes, duh. I mean, yeah, who's debating that? Travis Kelce's about to have a better career. I'm sorry, like, if you don't want to hear that, but that's about to happen. He's almost there if he's not there already. And what I care about is the winning factor. Like, what do you contribute to winning? Of course, Gronkowski's a better blocker. And I love the blocking. I love physical tight ends. I love watching George Kittle, and I love watching all these guys.
Of course.
They're fun. They're fun to watch. They're great. And they're better all-around players because of it. But at the end of the day, what do you contribute to winning playoff games and championships? Travis Kelce has played 24 playoff games. He's 18-6. This is his 5th Super Bowl. He's got 3 titles. If he wins, he'll have 4. Rob Gronkowski, 22 playoff games, 17-5. Isn't that crazy? They're like neck and neck.
Yeah.
Kelce's 18-6. Gronkowski's 17-5. Gronkowski went to 5, won 3. All right, this is Kelce's 5th. If he wins, he'll have 4 titles. If he loses, he'll have 3. But either way, it's like, in terms of producing for their quarterback to win playoff games and championships, they're like neck and neck. Why wouldn't you talk about that? Unless you adhere to sports radio cancel culture or there's sacred cows. And I feel like Gronkowski's like sacred cow territory.
Well, you understand why. I mean, he's one of the great pillars of that success in that latter decade.
Well,
and he's the mold of what you want in a tight end.
So I was just going to say that.
He is.
He's robo tight end.
He is.
He's like built perfectly for the position. But again, if you're asking me who's a better receiver, like, again, I'm talking pass patterns, catching the ball, getting open.
I'm just saying, who'd you rather have? And if I have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, why would I want anyone other than Travis? You can't win more than they've won.
You wouldn't want anyone else.
You can't do any better than that. So why? And I'm sure Reid would be great with Gronkowski too. He's an all-time player. But why would you want anything more than that? It's not a silly question to ask. Who would you rather have?
No.
I mean, in the Indy Colts offense, it was Peyton Manning and that offense.
Dallas Clark.
Yeah, I mean,
he's an H-back too. In fact, I think Kelce's better than him. But he's
definitely.
Smaller guy who was really like another receiver.
I'm just saying, in certain offenses,
that works better.
I don't know, but strike me down for that. Either way, I have no football character.
Don't invite anyone to do that.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.